So let's take Orlando, for example. Let's say, for example, we're a personal injury law firm and we already have developed our main page. Let's say we're in Orlando, Florida. Our homepage should be optimized for a main keyword, which would be Orlando personal injury lawyer. If you cater more to auto car, maybe it's Orlando car accident lawyer. And we're trying to take a geographic approach right now. So what we want to do is, since our homepage is already optimized for Orlando, we're going to kind of branch out, and we want to pretty much cater to a surrounding area. If you go too far out, people might search for someone more in their general area. It depends on how strong perhaps like your branding is or your intake process. So, if you're in Orlando and you pretty much just serve Orlando, it might be a little ambitious to start creating pages for like Jacksonville and Gainesville, especially when there are so many people that really dedicate their website entirely to those geographic areas. So when we're talking about geographic areas here, we're not going to really talk about, very specific neighborhoods most of the time. If you're talking about maybe like New York City with boroughs, of course, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, stuff like that is definitely going to be relevant. Lake Eola Heights and like Colonial Town, that's going to be too specific. No one's really going to be searching like Colonial Town personal injury lawyer. This is definitely within the geography of Orlando here. It might be a little bit more viable for like Windermere. That's a little bit of a bigger city. Dr. Phillips is still kind of like an area within Orlando. And of course, you know your geography better than I do, wherever your respective area is. And you'll know like what kind of constitute an actual incorporated city, maybe a village, maybe a designated region. But for the most part, we're going to probably avoid most neighborhoods. So a strategy I would employ here is like Winter Park is viable, Maitland for sure. You get down here to Kissimmee. You go over to maybe Claremont, and then Winter Garden, Ocoee, Apopka. These are all regions that have more of a population or more situated in a way where people feel like it's a community and they want to search within that community. So basically how you'll go about doing this on your website is once you kind of gather, maybe you start with 10 cities and you can do them all simultaneously. You'll have a locations or areas we serve section of your website, and you'll pretty much list them all with the links, and each page will be optimized for the city plus your practice area. It'll be kind of a general overview page, kind of like you do your homepage or maybe a general practice area. And you'll basically, you're going to rewrite content. Hopefully it's not, complete fluff. You want to make it personalized for the certain area. So if you're talking about like Winter Garden, you'll talk about Plant Road, you'll talk about the market, Crooked Can Brewery, West Orange Trail, all fun stuff that happens there. Make it anecdotal, make it relatable. Other things that you do for this page, as opposed to other practice area pages, is that you want to embed the maps for the closest office that is available. You don't want to be misleading. You don't want to necessarily tell people that you have an office there, but you definitely want to say that it's a region within the radius that you cater to. You want to have, if you do have an office there, you want to use actual and relative directions. It's a good chance for keywords. It's good for Google and other search engines to make it relate an address to your location, geographic, linking back from Google My Business if there's an office, and maybe imagery to make it relatable from people visiting. And if you approach that way and using kind of city specific or geographic specific keywords, you should have a chance of it showing up as far as like SERPs go for the geo specific kinds of searches.